should we be using the single leg decline squat as the first exercise? And my answer would be a very strong no. And that's kind of counterintuitive, because if you look into a clinician that is just looking for the literature and he doesn't have any idea how to treat a patellar tendinopathy patient, and assuming that he would be evidence-based, he would be evidence-based, he would look for the evidence, and he would go into a searching base, go to PubMed, and he would search, and then he would look into systematic reviews, and he would see that there's a vast number of studies doing progressive loading for the patellar tendon using the single leg decline squat. So the single leg decline squat protocol involves you do 3 sets of 15 every day, twice a day, in the single leg decline board, using a backpack with weights, progressively increasing those weights. But again, if our premise of treatment is to gradually progress the load in the tendon, to increase the load progressively so that we can actually increase the tolerance of that tissue, would it make sense for you to start with the exercise that provides the highest amount of load? It's actually used nowadays by most experts in the world as a provocative test, not as a rehab exercise anymore. So we use that as diagnostic. We use that as something to assess how the patient reacted to the exercise that we provided them in the day before. So we assess them to see, provoking the tissue, how much pain do they have. But we don't use that for rehab anymore. But when you look at the literature, because that was used for so many decades as the primary exercise, you're going to look into the systematic reviews and you're going to see people recommending that as the intervention. But if you ask the biggest experts in the world, that's not what they do, because that has changed, but it would take years, maybe even a decade, before the systematic reviews are actually able to capture that change. So I guess that was a very long answer to say, if it's what with my patient, we don't use that anymore. We use the vast majority of exercises that would be on tier 1 and tier 2 in the beginning, and then only in the really advanced stages we would think about using the high load exercises.